Hello there, my name is Richard. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, all something computer random. And today we're going to talk about the season 2 finale of the Owl House. Owl House. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit trippy today because I kind of binge watched the whole series, and I'm now trying to collect all my thoughts, what I felt. Now, the whole season 2 was okay. It wasn't bad. No, I'm not saying it's bad. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't anything like that. It was good. But it still have so many issues that it's trying to cram so much at just a little time it has. This season 2 should be divided into two seasons, not one. So, yeah, I'm sort of surprised how much stuff they fit on this season. It's just sort of incredible. At the same time, almost unbelievable how they actually could almost succeed everything. That is a way that is one of those things that you say inside the industry of animation or in time of entertainment, that sometimes you need to basically kill your baby. That means you have to kill the project or kill certain characters or kill some of the time of some characters to make the story make sense, to make room. And they deciding not to. I'm 100% sure they did kill a lot of things just to make this work. Even that I felt you needed to kill little things more because it worked, but sometimes you could see all the cracks. Like, I think one of the big examples, I don't remember which episode it was, is about all three main lead characters of King, Lucy, and the Owl Witch, that all of them have to realize what they have to do using Hooty as a sort of the key proponent to push the story, to push them they're realizing what they need to do, like how realize who is King, realize the relationship of Lucy and her girlfriend, either the Owl Witch, to figure out what she wants, why she's always pushing people away because of this curse. And those was sort of rushed from one episode, but did it sort of like a gag. It was a genius idea, but at the same time, I wish that episode was split into 3-part episodes or something even more, because it was literally rushed. That's the thing, kind of bothers me. You have so many good moments, but no, you couldn't. You need to fit everything, and it worked for certain parts. Like, I wish you have more time for all the characters develop, because it's so many characters. Wow. But I think the MVP of everything is Steve. It's a side character that you realize who he was at the very beginning. You just like, after he take off his mask, after he take off his uniform, you know who he is. Like, oh, that's Steve. But I like Steve. Steve is the MVP next to Hooty, who is the second MVP. You decide which is the best one, but Hooty and Steve make the whole season completely worth watching. Especially you find out who was sort of the King's helper, the Collector. There we go. Yeah, the Collector was sort of surprised because this sort of big mysterious character that nobody really knew who that person was, and you find out who this kid is this a very powerful, godly kind of type of character. He's sort of like a Bill Cipher type of character, but I like it they never went that direction. It's so easy to make it that type of character, but no, they made him sort of like a spoiled brat, you could say. Not a spoiled brat, it's almost a needy kid who has infamous power. It's almost reminding me like the Twilight Zone famous episode. I can't remember the episode name. It's still have like a kid they use that have infinite power, but he's just sort of bratty. He doesn't know what is good and evil. He just want to have fun, and that make him so terrifying. And that reminds me of the Collector. I wonder if maybe the creator got inspired by that episode. I don't know. But at the same time, you can see this character be so dangerous, so threatening. Especially the King of all the Covenants. How he abused everyone. How he sort of lied. Let's face it, the King, he was... I don't mean the Demon King. I mean the King of the Covenants. That he was a great villain. It's one of those villains that you feel sympathy, you understand why he did it. At the same time, he's sort of completely mad. He believes all the things he's doing is the right thing to do. And especially those type of characters are just so compelling because they so believe of their own BS that you kind of like, yeah, I can see why you're doing this, the greater cause. But sooner or later, your little thoughts, you should stop thinking it because, little thoughts, you shouldn't realize how people are, all the wishes, how they weren't evil, they were good people, just sort of people who sort of are powerful, but usually knowing what they're doing, never abusing their power or abusing anything, just going one with nature. And the Covenant King, he's just sort of obsessed with saving the world, saving people. I think that's why it's so interesting to see the King of the Covenant so empathetic in a way. There's more story to tell about this character, but at the same time, it's just so well made, especially how he tricked a whole town of all his lies, all his manipulations, and after you see Luz and the Golden Guard go into his mind to see his sort of guilt in a way. Oh, it's not his guilt. He's the people who basically killed, who became the Golden Guard. But at the same time, you could represent it as guilt. But he's so blinded of his own lies. He became the hatred. He just became the monster he hunting down outwards. Yeah, usually those type of characters are just so interesting because you can see the effects, the things he must sacrifice becoming the truth. And that just fascinated me. He was a really good villain. Yeah, I can't wait for our next villain, the Collector. The 3 specials come out next. But I think the character who probably broke out the most is the Golden Guard, the nephew's king. That he was interesting. It's one of those characters that you could see the process or the effect of sort of lies that he was. Oh, you're the chosen one. Let me protect you. I'm buttoning you up, and you realize all the lies. He doesn't know what to do. Especially you see all the episodes how he reacted kids his own age, people who see his real face, realizing this is a kid. Why should I listen to this kid? And I thought that was interesting. That was fascinating. I wanted to see more what he react. Like he knew everything was a lie. When people told him the king was lying to him, especially Luz trying to convince him, it's just sort of kind of fascinating how he still lying to himself to almost to the very end, realizing my whole life is a lie. I've been used. In fact, it's always hinted that he was a sort of a clone. Like they never really go that specific. He was a copy of someone that the other person who landed in the original decades ago, the original 2 humans besides the king, he was his also friend that I guess is a copy of his friend. He made multiple copies till he got him, and that is sort of interesting. That's sort of mind-bending, twisted mental stuff. Sorry, this words hard to describe. You see, this is the reason I don't go camera on camera because I don't know how to say sometimes some words. But besides that, that was interesting. Of course, there are also a lot of bad things. Like some of the shipping was okay. It was handled the right way, the best possible you can handle it. Especially the limitation of 21 episodes. They're wondering, should you sacrifice the shipping for more the story, or the more the story, or the shipping? And that's a very hard thing to do. It's a very tight balance because you could reverse this as a sort of, reverse harem, or not harem, more like a love story. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So that sort of love story that can actually focus on like a rom-com instead of this, because they really wanted to make this more like a rom-com than anything else. And I can see that working. People will demand that. Instead, we have this sort of strange combination that is more romantic comedy show than action and sci-fi, not sci-fi, magical, isekai kind of world. And you see this sort of blend that is sort of fighting for your attention. Something works, something doesn't. In fact, I enjoy most of it. I have my issues, especially it wasn't enough horror. You have your moments, but at the same time, I understand this is a family show. You can't push it that far. But damn, so many good moments. I wanted it more. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed they made it have to like basically change the final third season as to special episodes. I think it'll be 45 minute episodes, but hopefully those three, they'll be more careful how they spend their time, because you got what you want. I'm 100% sure when the families got there want Lucy and her girlfriend finally got together, the first kiss. Well, I hope they get finish that, put it in the back. You don't need it anymore. Just focus on the story. Yeah, they kiss, whatever, but just focus on the story. That I was sort of getting a little tired, just a little bit. I mean, I wanted to know more about the lore, more about the other characters, but I'm still kind of satisfied. I wasn't bad. It wasn't anything. Now, I have one question. What do you feel about this? You feel this sort of bad, good, or in between? Because I felt a lot of things, but at the very end, I was satisfied, especially the very end. The end was wow. It was well made. Not well made. Better yet, I felt it. I felt it to my core. Like, I understood the characters. I felt the characters' own pain, especially one thing, Luz herself. She realized she's a piece of shit. Like, yeah, you are so selfish on your own fantasies, and they show what happened to your mom. I think not a lot of isekai actually show what happened to the parents or friends or family members to the main lead character for a isekai, and that's sort of surprising because I think there's a very few isekai actually do that. I think the only one, there are more than one. What's the one? Inuyasha? Yeah, I think it's the only show besides. There's another one. I know there are more than one who do the same thing. Digimon season 1 and also Digimon Tamers, or Digimon season 3 before. Those are the only ones who actually delved into that type of story. But other than that, I felt they did great. Especially, I love when what's our main character's name? Luz. There we go. How she finally realized she made one of the biggest mistakes of the world because she decided to stay without realizing what her mom felt. And I love that sort of realization that she screwed up. She was selfish. She was naive, foolish, but at the same time, she's super young. Also, she wanted to vibe with other people. So, yeah, I can see that sort of conflict. Yeah, I like that conflict. I like to see realizing she made so much a big mistake, so much mess of this world because her present changed everything. But at the same time, if she wasn't there, the whole world, or at least that universe, would be destroyed without her. So it was sort of a double-edged sword. And that is sort of brilliant, but at the same time, that's kind of cliche. Isekai now works. And once more, everything feels great. The darkness, the comedy, just some of the choices kind of rub me the wrong way. There's some. In fact, let me ask this question. Which one of you felt some of the choices were good and which was the bad? Especially the bad choices. There are little choices I wish they didn't do, but that's just me. I'm not going in detail because this video could be twice as long, and yeah, this is kind of like the first time, so I'm trying not to overwhelm you. All that, I have a great time. I know this is my third attempt to end this video, but I'm sorry. But anyway, how you felt about the show? Do you love it? You were satisfied? You needed more to end the series? Tell me down below, let me know. And I got really nothing else to say, just thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.